Last time on Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. She's been arrested! God dang it! And now back to Apollo Justice 2. Wait a minute, this is my case! Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. Last time we left off, we started Chapter 3, and it's been a couple days since I played this, so hopefully I remember what the heck I'm doing. I don't know if we're doing this trial in one episode. It looked pretty long from the looks of it, but we'll see how much we can do. I'll probably cut it around like the hour 20 mark is usually when I'm like, okay, this episode's going on a bit longer. But it depends. Sometimes I can tell like, oh, okay, this is wrapping up soon. Other times it was like last episode where I thought, oh, this is going to end soon. And then went on for another 40 minutes. And I wasn't able to find any conclusive evidence yesterday, but if I can figure out Lady Kira's motive for threatening the High Priest, then maybe.
Nick, today well...
Don't look so down, Maya. I'm gonna defend you with everything I've got.
You would do well to seize this insanity while you still can.
That's what I thought. As I said yesterday, I'm gonna defend my client in court.
Well, know this. You shall not witness a miracle of the sort that occurred last time. The moment she is found guilty, you too will be found guilty of abetting the accused.
I never claimed to be a miracle maker, but I am good at discovering the truth. And unlike miracles, the truth is always waiting to be found.
The truth, you say? Then it seems you have chosen your fate. This shall be... your very last trial.
I wonder what's gonna happen. Like, I wonder if we're ever gonna actually mess up, and then it'll be like, I don't know, what would happen? I'm curious.
Nick.
I'm gonna prove you innocent, Maya. You'll see. After all, you have to introduce the Plum Punisher, warrior of Nero Twilight Realm, to the folks back home, right?
Right. Maybe you defend it this time. But I'll be by your side like always, Nick.
Thanks, Maya. This place is tough on lawyers. I'll need all the help I can get. Oh, I have a new Maya! It's Maya! Plus, it's always good to have you on the team. Oh, I haven't seen you in, like, months. Like, since September. Ooh, it's been way too long. Well, it's time. Let's go.
You just, like, speed play these games out. It's not really fair.
It's like, yeah, that's true. If I'd done them how I originally planned, I'd probably be playing this game in, like, December of 2019. The year we are in. The year of our Lord. Wait, no, that was 2018. Oh, I forgot, it was me. Is this the voice I did for him? Yes, it is, okay. Sorry, it took me a minute to be like, wait, what was my voice for him? Let the trial of my affair begin! Why do you sound the same as the judge from the US? Because I'm his other brother! Oh my god, you're kidding me. The defense is ready, your majesty. You're Apollo's mentor? I hate you too. Huh? Hold on, I'm meditating. Shut up, I'm meditating. I'm almost there. Almost. Quiet! Can't you see Prosecutor Salmani is absorbed in silent prayer? Great, the trial's barely started and the judge is already mad at me.
He's very devout for a prosecutor.
Is this a different courtroom? This looks different than before, but okay. Why is the accused standing over there?
Oh, well...
Your Majesty, in addition to being the accused, she's also my assistant. The accused is your assistant, you say? Very well then, I'll allow it. A criminal does indeed make a fitting partner to a lawyer with a defiled soul.
That wasn't very nice. Aw.
I forgot about that expression. Yeah, well, bad-mouthing lawyers seems to be a custom of sorts here in Kurain. I must say, I'm surprised to see you still here in Kurain, Mr. Wright, and even more so to find you in the Hall of Justice once more. I cannot fathom why you would willingly risk your life in yet another trial. The answer is simple, Your Majesty. I am a lawyer, and this is what lawyers do. Although, to be frank, I'd rather be anywhere but here right now. Look at this butterfly. Such foolishness. Prosecutor Salmani, are you ready to begin now? Yes, Your Majesty. The prosecution is ready. Let us begin without further delay. I don't think... That's weird. This seems like a normal voice to me, but I don't think I've ever used it. But first, I promise you both this. I will cast your wicked souls into the fires of hell. Thus shall the souls of the victim attain salvation. Ha 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 ha! Splendid! I would expect nothing less of you, Prosecutor Sadmati. Please save the victim's soul, Prosecutor Sadmati. Punish the wicked lawyer who dares out these last rites. It's me, Kaneda. I think I'll pass on that whole fire and brimstone deal. But I'm not surprised by your words or stance, considering what Apollo's told me about you. Ah, that stupid justice. So, was you who instilled that putrid laurely guile within him? Putrid? What? Why do you keep saying that? He too must soon face the fires, lest his soul be lost to redemption. But I shall send you on ahead so that he will not be lonely when he arrives. Sorry, but I'm afraid it won't be that easy. People say I never know when to give up. Nervous, Maya?
A little.
Feels like it's been ages since we stood side by side like this in court.
Too bad I'm the defendant.
Don't worry. We haven't lost a case together yet.
You're right. Let's give this everything we've got, Nick.
Ah! Be quiet. Now then, Prosecutor Sadmati, would you please explain the case at hand?
Of course, Your Majesty. Let us begin the last rites of the victim. Look at this giant scroll I have. Yes, it's very interesting. I'm reading this all. It's blank. Whoa, it's like the ending to Kung Fu Panda. Spoilers. Maya Fey has been charged with a crime of murder. The victim of her heinous crime was High Priest Trust in me. He was conducting the purification rite when he was brutally slain.
The cause of death.
Let us review the victim's autopsy report and the crime scene photo, shall we? The cause of death was blood loss from a stab wound delivered to the abdomen. The murder weapon was likely the Warbat dagger, which was used in the rite. However, the weapon is yet to be found, though the scene was thoroughly searched. It was the beak.
Sacred relic used as a tool of murder. The Holy Mother's wrath shall be most severe. Alright.
The murder itself took place at the height of the purification rite, used at Dona Lady Kira's sacred robes, and the victim was there to offer prayers as a high priest of Kurainism. During the rite, the victim and the accused were the only two at the inner sanctum. Therefore, the only person that could have slain the victim is Maya Fey.
I must say, that does cast a great deal of suspicion upon the accused.
Indeed. Now then, allow me to submit this diagram of the crime scene as evidence in this case. It's kind of my Edgeworth voice, but he's more up here. In Kurainism, slaying a priest is a sin most grave and dreadful. As such, Maya Fey's soul shall be plunged in the lowest level of hell, the hell of tickling. There, she shall be tickled without end for 500 million years.
Oh, how very sad that is. That was a terrible fate indeed. Will the defense care to respond?
And here I thought the lowest level of hell would be the hell of back pain.
I don't remember killing anyone, and I don't have that dagger or anything like that.
As my client stated, she has no memory of the event as described by the prosecution, but more importantly, she had no motive to kill the high priest in the first place. Objection. Must I explain everything to you? I thought you might say that. Nevertheless, the meaningless prattle of lawyers is utterly ineffectual here in the Hall of Justice. For all will be made clear by her benevolence Rafa Padam Kurain's insights.
So it is, and so it shall be. The divination seance reveals the truth for all to see.
Bars. Here we go again.
Bailiff, please show in the royal priestess.
Watch me prove it wrong again. Oh, we're just getting right into it? I don't know. God, I love how cinematic this game is, dude. It's so good.
It's Princess Rafa. Oh, beautiful benevolence looks again today. Glory to the Holy Mother for this blessed day.
As popular as ever, I see.
Rest assured, good people of Kurain, I will defeat this murderer and her abettor. They shall not escape on their Freedom Express today.
What a joy it is to have the royal priestess back in the Hall of Justice. May the Holy Mother grant us her divine favor. O Jehara Kurain!
She sure looks pleased with herself. Especially for someone who didn't know what a Freedom Express was until yesterday.
Is there something stuck to my face, Barbed Head?
No, nothing, your benevolence.
Now then, your benevolence. The divination seance, if you please.
Very well. Nana, my robe.
I bet you Nana's the killer.
What? How'd you know?
You the...
Oh, Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name.
Are we gonna say this every single time?
Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Doo-doo-doo. Blue. Glad we got everybody to leave. God, look at that. Just imagine how good the Ace Attorney Switch game, whenever that comes out, will look. Because, come on, we all know Ace Attorney 7 is going to be on Switch. Let's not kid ourselves. I have a feeling we need to show some more interest in this series because, I don't know. I really want a great Ace Attorney translation though. Both games. Because I heard that game, while the story itself is like, meh, the actual like functionality of the game is like really unique and kind of interesting compared to like a Phoenix Wright or Ace Attorney Investigations game. Like they kind of juggle both and it makes it more interesting. I think like it can switch. I might be making this up from what somebody told me, but like I don't know, just seems interesting to me. Sorry I'm talking over this, but I mean we've already seen it. Can I skip this actually? Oh, I could have just skipped it. Oh well. Well, I had a nice chance to talk about something there, so yeah. All right, let's see it. Wait, would that skip the vision? Because I don't want to skip that. But all right, what do we got? Oh. Okay. He's not like thinking or feeling anything. Wind. Incense. Why would he be feeling wind unless he was on the mountain? But I thought he was killed inside. Why would he be feeling wind from that?
The victim's minimal spoken. The divination seance is complete.
Great. Another clearly incriminating seance vision. It could not have been any clearer or foul defense. The accused donned the sacred robes of Lady Kira and then attacked the victim. I'm sorry, you thought she did that in like, what, 5 seconds?
Oh, how very terrible it must have been. The figure of Lady Kira lit against the dim lantern light, the scent of incense growing ever more potent as she drew near. One can almost see the horror abbot in me must have felt.
The facts as presented by Benevolence are indisputable.
But that wasn't me. Do something, Nick.
I'm working on it. That couldn't have been any clearer. Looks like I'm in for another uphill battle.
The accused committed this vile act during our ancient tradition, the purification rite.
Come to think of it, the Wright's guide explains the multi-part purification rite in detail. The transformation rite. Oh! I kind of forgot that she had to put that on in the first place. Sorry, like I said, it's been a couple days since I played this, so I'm a bit slow today. The high priest reads scripture while a priestess dons the robes of Lady Kira. The rite of water. Lady Kira enters a spring and the high priest purifies her along with her dagger. The rite of fire. The priestess circles the sacred flames to purify her soul.
Indeed. It would seem that the murder occurred during the transformation rite. The rite dictates that the High Priest stand in front of the spring. Therefore, the accused must have attacked him from the direction of the broken lantern. Well, Barbed Head, would you care to object?
Of course, because I know my client is innocent.
So you say. You truly do not know when you are beaten, do you?
I managed to pull it off last time with Albie. I'll just have to do it again.
Wow, you're an idiot, but okay. You intend to find fault with their benevolence's insights yet again. It would seem lawyers are Polkunen creatures indeed. Sorry, I don't...
Look at that Polkunen! Polkunen! What exactly is a Polkunen?
Someone who's a real piece of work, so to speak.
They can call me anything they want. The only thing I care about is uncovering the truth.
So, Barbed Head, are you foolish enough to risk your life for your so-called truth? Because my insights are the truth. Denying them is to willingly dig your own grave.
That's true, but what you say might not be the truth. Insight. Yay, we get to do this. This is like one of my favorite new minigames.
The victim commenced the purification rite by bowing to the lanterns and reading a sutra. At the first part, the transformation, right? As the first part ended, he lowered the sutra. Suddenly, he heard the accused approaching footsteps and smelled their incense-laced robes. It was then that the victim felt an intense pain. I believe this is when he was stabbed. As his life's blood spilled over, his vision dimmed until finally he passed from our world. That is everything the victim experienced in his final moments.
Okay. Dressed in the sacred robes of Lady Kira, the accused rushed the victim head-on. The brutal stabbing she perpetrated could not have been any clearer.
Yes, it is plain for all to see. No, it wasn't me! A sudden drowsiness came over me during the transformation rite. I didn't even get a chance to put on Lady Kira's robes.
You are a fool. Stop copying Edward's lines. Okay, sorry. You waste our time with such meaningless statements, accused. You cannot explain away the truths revealed by the royal priestess's divine insight.
How'd you end up finding contradictions last time?
I have no idea. The deceased's final memories include all 5 senses.
Oh, you mean those words that appear in the pool of souls? It looked to me like the bigger the word, the stronger the sensation was to the victim.
Yeah, that's how it looked to me, too. I'm gonna say it has something to do with the wind, maybe? The sensations themselves are never wrong, only their interpretations. That's why I tried to point out mistakes in Rafa's insights the last time. Really? I'm sorry, what? Are we doing a tutorial? Why? Why? Because it's been so long since we played the first chapter, I guess? Okay, most hand-holdy Phoenix Wright game I've ever played. Nah, I remember how it works. Still, the sensations this time seem to fluctuate more than the ones from Albie's trial, in which case, I'd better keep an eye on changes in their intensity, too. Okay, time to point out the sensations that contradict the insights. Maybe the pain, like, goes away? I don't really remember. I need to check a couple of these. Actually, I'm gonna save first. Okay, I think I know where I'm going with this, but I'm not sure. The victim supposedly heard the accused approaching footsteps, but did he really?
What nonsense is this? Is not abundantly clear.
No, it's not. Because there is something strange about those footsteps.
Strange? Explain yourself, Barbed Head.
The footsteps are strange because they're not getting any louder, I guess.
What exactly does that matter?
Please focus your attention on the incense the victim smelled. Oh, wow, that was a tough one, but okay. It makes sense, don't get me wrong, but like, wow. The scent grows stronger as the accused approaches. If the accused really had approached the victim, the sound of her footsteps would have grown louder as the scent of incense grew stronger.
Ah!
Why, that makes perfect sense. How can this be explained, your benevolence?
Well, there must be a reason.
Objection. It is as they say, even a putrid worm of a lawyer will turn. What does that even mean?
He's not exactly singing your praises, that's for sure.
Still, we cannot discount this information solely on account of his lawyerly source. Your benevolence? Perhaps you must listen more carefully to the abbot's minima. Listen more carefully? What's he talking about?
Yes, it would appear so. I shall try to refine the sensation.
Refine the sensation?
I can more accurately gauge sensations by deepening my communication with a minima.
I didn't know you could do that. Why have we never done this before?
By refining a sensation, a clear picture of the truth can be discovered.
Are you gonna do your little dancing again? Because it's kind of annoying.
Oh, blessed minima, I beseech you, hear me now and respond to my call.
Footsteps that grew increasingly louder. God dang it! Bells.
Footsteps changing to bells. What could this mean?
Oh, she wears bells. God dang it. Bells. But the only bells at the scene of the crime were...
Ah! That jingling must have come from Abbot Emmy's bells.
Oh wait, so that creates a contradiction all its own, doesn't it? You mean these big things he had on his ankle? Well, there you have it. The sound of bells from the high priest's own footsteps. Oh,
Then that means...
he was stepping back. The footsteps belonged to the victim himself. It means it was the victim who was moving, not the accused. The victim was the one who went running toward the broken lantern from the spring. A far cry from what her benevolence's insight would have us believe.
Well, why would the victim have approached the accused?
Maybe he was trying to defend himself.
Please explain.
He could have felt threatened by Lady Kira standing there with a dagger. If so, he might have thought to overpower her before she attacked.
Still your voices. This is nothing but a theory, and a poor one at that. Be not led astray by the Lord's obvious postulation.
Objection. All his insolence is inexcusable. I would ask that you calm yourself, your benevolence.
Is there something you would care to say, Prosecutor Sadmati?
Even if it was Abbot Inmi who moved, it does not negate the accused's crime. What do you mean? The accused was likely waiting for the high priest to approach.
Ah!
And as he neared, she plunged the dagger into him. It is as simple as that. Oh, right. It really doesn't change much, does it?
Yes, it is as the prosecutor has said. In fact, it is I meant to say it all along as well.
Right, and that's why you're so shocked when you first heard it.
Understand now, lawyer. That contradiction you conjured up has come to naught. Once I hone my insights, it will vanish like the dying rays of the sun.
Insight revised. The victim... He rushed the accused and tried to fight her off by the broken lantern. Okay. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
See, the fact that it was Abbot and me who moved changes nothing.
Come on, Phoenix, you gotta keep your cool. The contradiction I pointed out must mean something. That one sensation changed after Princess Rafa refined her vision. It stands to reason that something else might have changed too because of the refinement. We should focus on any sensations that have changed, while searching for more contradiction between them and her insights. Okay? The wind? Did that change anything?
Objection!
Boom! It wasn't by the broken lantern at all. Slam my desk. Hold it! How do we know the purification rite was performed exactly as it was supposed to be?
That's easy. The customs governing the Wright are very clear, and Abbot Emmy would have adhered to them.
Well, that's strange.
Mr. Wright, would you care to explain just what is so strange?
Yes, I would ask you to consider the sound of the victim's footsteps. They changed the water, from bells to water. The sound of bells changes to the sound of water at one point.
What's this?
It's simple. The victim must have stepped in some water.
Oh.
Yes, and the only source of water in the inner sanctum is the spring. And therein lies the contradiction.
What contradiction?
I believe the Wright started as it should have. The victim stood with his back to the spring, and the accused stood right in front of him. But we now know the victim then moved into the spring.
Polkunka, that is absurd!
This means that the accused location differs from what our benevolence's insights indicates.
But where do you propose the accused stood when she donned Lady Kira's robes?
Based on the sound of the victim's footsteps, I believe Maya was standing here. Okay, cool. I was like, until this moment, we've all just assumed that Abbott and me and Miss Faye were standing where they're supposed to be, as shown in this Wright's guide. In short, the victim should have been standing with his back to the spring, and the accused in front. However, if that is how they were really standing, he couldn't have stepped into the spring as he approached her. The problem is, the victim did step into the spring. This can only mean that Miss Faye had actually been standing in the water.
Well, this is true, then their positions would have been completely reversed!
Dang right.
What is going on, Miss Faye? Were you really standing in the spring?
I'm sorry, but I barely remember anything about the Wright.
The High Priest would never make such an obvious blunder during a rite. What on earth? Is that even possible?
Be that as it may, this does not overturn my insights.
It doesn't.
Let us say the accused was standing in the spring really slowly. So what?
So what? This completely reverses their positions is what?
That their positions differed from what is customary is rather curious. However, what does that change? It certainly does not erase the accused's brutal crime.
You know, I guess you have a point there.
You lawyers are an absurd breed. Never thinking ahead, you cling to the first insignificant contradiction you can muster.
Ugh.
Sounds like Princess Rafe has a pretty good grasp on what lawyers are all about.
Oh, Maya, where would I be without your brutally frank commentary right now? Oh, we're doing this thing. I'm zooming in on my face. Is this contradiction really meaningless? But something really doesn't feel right. Can we zoom in on my face and do the logic thing? Did I take a wrong turn somewhere? I don't know, there's some... Yeah, I'm with Phoenix. There's something weird going on here. I'm not sure what... I think... I don't know. I'm really confused. We rush the accused and try to fight her off by the poolside lantern.
Now the contradiction is no more. But the truth of the matter still stands, no matter how stubbornly you deny it.
What do you have to say for yourself now, Mr. Wright?
Nick?
Your Majesty, this lawyer may have raised a trivial objection, but your benevolence's insights have no further inadequacies of any kind.
Yes, so it would seem.
Wait a second, but there is another contradiction. Oh my god. Still you flatter about, wretched beast. Though you rack that putrid brain of yours, nothing worthwhile will come of it. Maya, please don't remember something that might help us out here.
Sorry, I really don't remember a thing. But now that the place I was standing in has changed, who knows? That alone may cause a new discrepancy with Princess Rafe's insights.
I think I already got it. That's right. We know that Maya was standing in the spring. A major change like that could very well produce a contradiction. I should take another look at the inner sanctum diagram of the court record. Okay, really, okay. I'm sorry, sometimes it gets a little bit ridiculous though, where it's like, you know, I think it's, okay, he looks at the broken lantern.
Objection!
Your benevolence, I found a new contradiction.
You did? No doubt it's but another of your vile attempts to slander my insights.
Honestly, I don't know where this one's gonna lead me. In fact, I think it's actually gonna kind of ruin my case, but it's a contradiction nonetheless, so... Nope, take a good look at what the victim saw. It just might change your mind. The lantern flame behind the accused was flickering.
There is nothing unusual about that, especially as the wind is stirred.
No, that's not where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. If the accused had been standing in the spring... then what you see here should be one of the lanterns flanking the statue.
I fail to see your point.
My point is, something is wrong here. The two lanterns flanking the statue were both outlined with glass wind guards. So neither lantern's flame should have been flickering in the wind in the first place.
Seems pretty tickled, Nick.
I don't remember saying anything funny.
I fail to see what you wish to prove here, but... very well. I shall refine the vision and reveal the truth for all to see.
Yeah, that's kind of... it's like a so what? Like, this one in particular is like, that means nothing.
Oh, blessed Minima, I beseech you, fix your sight upon the lantern there.
Why is that not automatic? This is garbage. Huh? The lantern doesn't have a wind guard on it.
And rightly so. For the wind guard was removed to reveal the sacred flame within for the right of fire. Therefore, there is nothing odd about the flame flickering.
Say what? But wait, we have evidence. That's not true. But when we searched crime scene, those lanterns had their wind guards on.
That's because the police put them back on. Sacred flames have burned uninterrupted for hundreds of years, Defense. We cannot risk them being extinguished, even during an investigation.
That would never fly back home.
Well, Barbed-Head, are you done quibbling? If so, then it's time to bow down for this testimony of the Minima. Nick?
Don't worry, Maya. I'm just getting started. Alright, let's go over everything we know so far. Maya was wearing Lady Kiva's robes and standing in the spring. The High Priest is thought to have been moving towards her, so I should look for sensations that stand in contradiction to this arrangement. Okay, I won't give up. I'm gonna find a contradiction that will undermine the accusation against Maya.
Objection!
What could this possibly mean? Yeah, that lantern clearly contradicts the insight, but this contradiction will overturn the entire case I've been building.
Are you alright, Mr. Wright? 1 minute you shut out and the next you fall silent.
Perhaps it is like the bellow of one who is barreling down a hill with no way of stopping. Is that not right, Prosecutor Sadmati?
No, he realizes it too. Don't get cold feet now, Phoenix. Even this overturns the entire case you built so far. The only way is to keep moving forward, because that's where we'll find the truth. Sorry, but I'm not barreling down a hill. In fact, I'm in full control of everything with the indisputable contradiction I found.
Is that so?
The lantern behind the accused clearly, no, blatantly contradicts your insight.
Does it now?
One of the lanterns on the entrance side of the inner sanctum was broken. And if you watch what Abbot Inmee saw in his final moments... You will notice that the lantern behind the praying form of Miss Fey is broken. The lantern behind Lady Kira, however, is still intact. Oh, I didn't notice that at all, but okay. In short, we are seeing two different lanterns in this seance vision. Okay, I was actually gonna say earlier, I think he's like turning around, but I didn't have any proof for that, so I was like, I don't know.
How could this be? And even if it were so, how would that contradict my insights?
Let me start by saying, the claim I'm about to raise will overturn the case I built thus far.
Will the defense please explain himself?
Based on the broken lantern, we can tell...
Okay, thank God.
where the accused and the victim were standing.
But did you not just finish asserting that the accused was standing somewhere else?
I did, and I built my argument on that faulty premise. But thankfully, it has led us here. To the actual spot where Maya Fey was standing.
I must say, if the defense keeps changing its assertions in such a capricious manner, its credibility may come into question.
I'm willing to take that risk, Your Majesty, because I believe this will be the last time. I'd like to start by pointing out the actual spot where the accused was standing.
Very well. Show us where you now believe the accused was actually standing.
Based on the location of the broken lantern, where was Maya really standing? It would have had to have been back here, I think. I'm not sure about that, so I'm gonna say it. I wasn't thinking straight before, but now it's all falling into place. We know the victim had stepped into the spring. That means Maya Fey had to have been standing in the water as he approached. However, his memory, which has only now become clear, reveals that Miss Fey was standing by the side of the broken lantern. In other words, she was standing where she was supposed to be, according to custom.
Does that now bring us back to the very beginning?
No. This is where things take a different turn, and I mean that literally. The victim had to have been moving toward the spring. That means that while he was moving, he had his back turned toward the accused.
What's this? Do you mean to say the victim turned around during the rite? But such an image appears nowhere in the seance vision.
Actually, it does appear. It's just that no one noticed until now.
No one noticed? How could no one have noticed something so big?
Because he had the thing up. Yeah. There was a moment when the scripture the victim was holding was all we could see. Thanks to that, none of us could tell that he was in fact turning around in that moment. Objection!
Oh, I'm about to throw my beads at you.
If it is as the defense asserts, then our benevolence insights no longer make sense. How do you intend to explain that? I don't need to explain anything, because it's just as you said, Prosecutor Sadmati. Her benevolence's insights don't make any sense because they contain a huge error.
Such insolence!
A huge error, you say? Do explain.
The huge error is the order of the rites. I believe this is what happened at the scene of the crime. The victim was reading a sutra when suddenly he sensed someone behind him. He immediately looked back to see someone dressed as Lady Kira standing there. Wishing to see who it was, he approached the robed figure. That's when he was stabbed.
This cannot be.
Slam my desk. Oh, but it can, and it is. The insight stating the accused stabbed the victim was wrong, and that is the real truth lying behind this testimony of the dead.
Paul.
Polkunka!
Aw, yeah. Look at me, I'm so cool. I'm so good at my job.
Oh, are you suggesting that there was someone else at the scene of the crime?
Huh? Have I misunderstood the voice of the Minima yet again? This cannot be!
Dead. Woo, that was a close one. But I managed to divine the true meaning behind the seance vision somehow. I should add those new facts to the court record. This is garbage. Why does everybody I face somehow find a new truth? Why can't the police ever do their job right? I hate these people. Your benevolence, please allow me to take it from here. I will overturn the brass accusation of this faithless, putrid-minded lawyer.
Yes, I shall place my trust in you.
Aw, now I feel bad. Alright.
Hello. Are you sure about this, Prosecutor Sadmati?
My work as an international prosecutor has taken me to courtrooms around the world. And in that time, I have learned to perform last rites for souls in trials lacking a seance.
Yes, of course. Forgive my ludicrous inquiry.
Moreover, I have a forensic investigator from overseas. I will show you all the most magnificent last rites I've ever seen. I guess he really does think highly of Emma and her forensic expertise. I'm impressed that he's come to understand their value. Then again, he is an international prosecutor, solve tough cases around the world. Time to hunker down, huh?
Now then, let's continue today's proceedings. Could the defense please tell us who the third party dressed as Lady Kira was? Her new claims negated the insights of the royal priestess, so I trust you have some evidence to support it, correct?
Yes, of course. This third party must have really wanted to kill the high priest. I might be able to identify who it was if I had evidence of their murderous intent.
Well, we're waiting, Mr. Wright.
The evidence that can reveal the identity of the third party is this. Where is Lady Kira's warning? 3 days before the purification, right? The victim received a warning letter from an unidentified individual.
He did?
Whoever sent it clearly meant to threaten the high priest. The letter said, "Do not perform the rite," but the rite went on as scheduled. I believe that is why the high priest was murdered.
What do you suppose sent that letter?
A person with something to hide. The rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira herself.
Be quiet, everybody! Peace! I understand. I heard the Lady Kira that has been in the news lately only hunted rebels. If so, why would she have killed the high priest?
Excellent question. Maybe it would help to think of it this way. What if the high priest had secretly been a rebel?
The high priest? He couldn't possibly have been a rebel. The high priest, a devout follower of Koreanism, a rebel? Do you even comprehend the blasphemy of which you speak? Well, do you?
I too found it hard to believe at first. But as I continued my investigation, it started to become more and more plausible. The third party was the rebel hunting Lady Kira, and the high priest was a rebel. Slam my desk! Your mockery of Koreanism! No. Of the kingdom of Korean itself knows no bounds.
Whoops. That shameless Polkunkin lawyer, Polkunin, is making a mockery of our religion. As a faithful Koreanist, I take issue with these claims, and I am loath to admit them into today's proceedings.
I don't like where this is going. The defense's claims would vile blasphemy tantamount to spitting on the Holy Mother. Is it really that big of a deal, Maya?
Abbot Imi was a distinguished monk and very well respected too, so yeah.
Ugh, please don't let this turn into an international incident. But fear not, good people of Korean. The rantings of this putrid-brained lawyer who seeks to sully the soul of the deceased shall come to no avail once I conclude these last rites. The prosecution's assertion that the accused killed the victim remains unchanged. But the victim was stabbed in his abdomen. How is that possible when he had his back turned toward Miss Faye? Someone else must have killed him. Are you sure about that? You may have invalidated the seance, but do not let it go to your putrid head. The comic flow of this trial is as yet still in my hands. How can you be so confident? Something has occurred to me, you see. And your allegations of a third party are but a deluded fantasy, and I shall prove that by calling a new witness to the stand. An eyewitness who will deliver a definitive answer that will dispel the defense's doubts. An eyewitness?
Very well. Let us call this eyewitness to the stand.
Oh, god dang it, no! 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 This guy isn't an eyewitness. He doesn't even know his own name. It's him again.
Well now, he has to be the shaggiest witness I've ever laid eyes upon. Please state your name and occupation.
Oh, that's so-and-so. Whatchamacallit?
Oh, right, give him that boy saying, whatchamacallit.
Huh. Oh my god.
Anonymous TBD. At least that's what they've been calling me. TBD? As in to be determined? Can't you just tell us your real name?
The witness has suffered a blow to the head, rendering him amnesiac. Therefore, I named him Anonymous TBD in my report, but he thinks TBD is part of his name.
You're letting an amnesiac testify?
Have no fear, I've already questioned him at length. While it is true he has utterly forgotten his name in past, his memory of what he witnessed is still very much intact.
Considering the dearth of information, any new knowledge may be of help. Therefore, I will permit his testimony. Now, Mr. Emmis, please tell us what you saw.
Hey, yeah, alright,
I'm chewing some gum. You want some? Yeah. Actually, I'm probably chewing a leaf. What am I talking about? I'm like a...
I don't know what type of voice I'm giving up, but I like it. That night, I was up at the top of Mount Pony, mountain next to the inner sanctum. I hate crowds, so I climbed up there and pray in peace. I know it's a no-no, but since there was no one around, I used my binoculars to spy on the right in the inner sanctum. That's when I saw the accused stab the high priest with a dagger. Well, that's pretty vague, but okay. There's no way you saw his face stab the victim with a dagger.
I swear I don't know what he's talking about. Or I don't remember at any rate.
Mount Pony, a beautiful mountain that is also known as the Little Sanctum.
I know, Your Honor, you don't... Okay. You must be talking about that smaller mountain from the poster.
Mr. Emmis, I was wondering.
What can I do for you?
The inner sanctum lies at a high elevation where clouds and fogs can obscure the view. Are you sure you were able to see what happened from the mountaintop next to it?
Good point. His Majesty raises an excellent question. Well, Mr. Emmis? On the day of the ride, there wasn't a cloud in the sky. I had a perfect view. If you don't believe me, check the weather forecast in the paper that day.
Nick, don't we have the newspaper for that day?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Oh, god dang it.
It does say calm, clear skies, doesn't it? Well, see? Told you so. Well, that sucks. Oh well.
Will repair the witnesses offer testimony worth hearing.
Mr. Emmis, I too have a question for you.
Didn't you already question the witness? Well, that's what I'm here for, right? Shoot!
How was the accused holding the dagger? Was she holding it underhanded, its blade protruding from the bottom of her hand?
Yep, I believe she was. It's called a reverse grip.
Ah, I thought as much.
Hold it right there! What bearing does it have on this case?
Cease your interruptions, you putrid-headed lawyer. Do you not see the significance in how the blade was held?
Why don't you enlighten me, oh enlightened one?
If I must... I knew you were a fool. I can already picture you in your next life.
Next life?
Yes, after your soul rides for a century in the pits of hell, you shall be reborn as a witless sea urchin with barbs limited to your posterior. You shall live a short, inconsequential life, only to be brutally devoured by a sea otter.
That was a bit excessive. I simply asked what the dagger grip had to do with the case.
Now pay attention. How the accused held the dagger is of vital importance. With such information, we confer exactly what action she took. You were saying that the victim was killed while he had his back to the accused. Is that correct?
Yes.
As such, the accused's dagger grip tells us something very important. The accused approached the victim from behind, swung her arms around him, and plunged the dagger deep into his abdomen using a reverse grip.
What? That is like the opposite of what I wanted.
Thus, Mr. and Mrs. testimony clears up any doubt that might remain.
Oh, ha, ha, ha. Oh, you just got wrecked, defense. Ha! You suck. And it coincides with their benevolence's insights as well. Oh!
This is a disaster. Thought I'd blown these insights out of the water, but now they're back to haunt me.
Now then, the defense will cross-examine the witness.
Okay, he didn't tell me, like, any specifics, so I'm gonna ask him a couple more questions, like, what did the knife look like? That's it. There we go. There was a curtain up the whole time, you idiot. Your Majesty. I had my doubts about this bushy-bearded witness, but now I know we can't trust him.
What? You ain't judging me solely on my bodacious beard, are you?
Not at all, Mr. Immis. It's much more than your sketchy appearance. It's your sketchy testimony.
His testimony, you're sorry.
Yes, recalling the inner sanctum was that day, specifically that it was completely enclosed by the ritual curtain.
Why, yes, I believe you're right.
The curtain would have completely blocked the witness's view from Mount Pony Pony. Therefore, he couldn't possibly have seen the murder happen.
Oh-ha! Mr. Immis, have you been knowingly making false statements to this court? You got me! A witness will lower his voice. I didn't actually see the accused herself.
He didn't actually see the accused herself? What is that supposed to mean?
Let me set the record straight. I beg you. No, you do not get to testify again. Oh, crap, the thing's coming up. Alright, well, I guess you're testifying again.
Witness testimony. The night of the murder.
Amended. I saw their shadowy silhouettes projected against the ritual curtain. The figures were created by the light of the full moon on that clear and still night. She was just a shadow, but I could tell it was the accused reverse gripping that dagger.
That is absolute garbage. Shadows? That's what you saw?
That's right. I could see what was going on by the shadows projected on the ritual curtain. In the future, Mr. Immis, I would rather you offer up accurate testimony from the start. Forgive me, my main man, Mr. Magistrate. Chalk it up to fuzzy memory.
Though we saw but shadows, it's still valuable testimony.
You have to be kidding me.
What are you going to do now, Nick?
All I can think of is to look for inconsistency between the actual Wright and what Mr. Immis says he saw.
Now then, the defense may cross-examine the witness once more.
Was the moon actually out? I think it wasn't.
Objection!
You saw silhouettes projected by the moonlight. Sorry, but that's just not possible.
What do you mean? How's it not possible, then it's totally possible? That's impossible!
I think I'm gonna need a logicalese translation of that. Logicalese, sorry. Let's take a look at this Wright's guide, shall we, Mr. Immis? The Wright is held when the moon is directly over the summit of Mount Pony Pony. Do-do-do-do-do. So if the moon was shining from the west, any shadows would have been cast eastward. Mr. Immis was standing to the west of the inner sanctum on Mount Pony Pony.
Oh, holy mother!
That's right. Our witness here couldn't have seen any shadowy figures on that curtain.
No way! Perhaps it was the sacred flames of the lanterns that cast the shadows you saw.
I'm afraid not. I inspected them during my investigation, but the flames are too small to cast the crisp, distinct figures that Mr. Immis claims to have seen.
But I did see those silhouettes. Really?
How could he, Nick?
Maybe he was someplace where they were visible. Wait, don't tell me. Your Majesty, if Mr. Imus really did see those shadows, it brings a brand new fact to light.
And that would be...
The brand new fact that comes to light if Mr. Imus really did see those shadows is... he was somewhere else. He wasn't where he claimed to be at the time of the murder.
Oh, now where do you propose the witness was? Ooh, boy, it's kind of hard. Ooh.
Someplace where he could have seen the shadowy figures, naturally.
Wait, you mean...
Oh. None of the mountains east of the inner sanctum are close enough for a good view. There leaves only one place he could have clearly seen the shadows from.
And where might that be?
This is where Mr. Imus was at the time of the murder. Yeah, okay. Mr. Imus was at the inner sanctum, just outside the curtain on the east side. It's the only place from which he could have seen the shadowy figures.
Ah!
Ugh.
Really? Wow, I didn't even think of that.
Well, wasn't the inner sanctum off limits to all but the victim and the accused?
And the third party who was there, you mean? I get the feeling that's a subject Prosecutor Sadmati would rather not touch right now.
Oh, you mean...
That's right. This witness was at the scene of the crime, which means he's the mysterious third party we saw during the divination seance. He could have been the one who dressed as Lady Kira and killed the High Priest.
Wah! What?
Objection. No one but the two participants were allowed anywhere near the inner sanctum, and the only way up there are the stairs that start down the Plaza of Devotion. So tell me, how do you propose the witness enter that sacred space? Oh, he must have, I hadn't thought of that. I hadn't thought that far ahead.
The sanctum is sheer cliffs on three sides and a steep, towering rock face on the other. No one could have made it there by climbing the faces of those cliffs.
His Majesty speaks true. To say Mr. Imus was at such an inaccessible location is but a bit to tarnish his credibility. Is that not right?
Right, I was in the inner sanctum. No sir, no how. At least I'm pretty sure I wasn't.
Then, what about the silhouettes you claim to have seen?
I'm starting to think I've been imagining things.
What? This is insane!
I knew we couldn't trust that lawyer.
Don't blame this on me! He's the one who started lying. What is this garbage?
Peace, I say.
This is impossible. Unless I can show how he got to the inner sanctum. It just looks like I'm trying to slander Mr. Imus.
I believe in you, Nick. Rah, rah, since boom, bah, fight, Phoenix Wright.
Just look at the accused. Has she no shame?
What's your problem, lady? Phoenix Wright is very trustworthy, I have you know.
I'm a lady.
Will you be quiet? Please, Ma, you're only making it worse. I appreciate the vote of confidence, but it's probably best to keep it to yourself for now.
I would advise the defense to think carefully before making any more sudden outbursts.
Yes, Your Majesty. If I was in the bad guy before, I definitely am now. Now, Mr. Ilmus, I would like you to think back carefully before you testify next about where you were that night. Witness testimony.
I wasn't at the inner sanctum. I was never at the inner sanctum, I tell you. That much I'm sure of, even with a fuzzy memory. Besides, it would have been impossible to get there in the first place. Boy, you lawyers sure are scary.
I guess it might have been impossible for him to get to the inner sanctum like he claims, but... Now he'd desist in trying to frame this innocent witness.
Yeah, I'd like to see you explain how he got up there.
You guys just be quiet.
Mr. Wright, it's not time to end these cross-examinations.
A moment of desperation leads to 100 million years of torment. It means that for each moment a sinner spends trying to deny their sins, 100 million years of torment are added to their time in hell. Grainism is the strictest religion ever. And just so you know, you've already accrued 200 million extra years.
Oh my god, I am getting a little bit sick of the gallery. I don't care.
Sure, what's another 200 million, give or take?
Well, the big deal to me. I can't keep saying that the witness was there at the inner sanctum if I can't prove it. The problem is, how am I going to do that?
I don't know. I think it's the third, something about the third statement was kind of strange to me, where he's like, it would have been impossible to get in. It's like, okay, why? You seem to know a bit more than you're leading on there, but maybe it'll lead to nothing. It would have been impossible for me to get there in the first place. I wonder if it really was impossible for you to get to the inner sanctum. If you have something to say, just say it. Couldn't there have been another way to get there? A way that wouldn't attract attention? No, there isn't. Which means there is. Perhaps the defense will share its theory with us. I don't even have a wild guess, let alone a theory, though. Time to reach in my bag of bluffs. To reach the inner sanctum without attracting any attention. You fell from the sky. Ha 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 ha! Laura thinks he's a comedian now.
I was wondering what crazy theory you would propose next. Well, defense, let's hear it.
Mr. Immis could have, parachuted down. We already know the weather was clear and there was no wind to speak of. Perfect weather for skydiving, I'd say.
Oh my god. Now that you have backed into a corner, your delusions grow even more delusional. The inner sanctum is on a tiny ledge upon a sheer cliff over 2,000 meters tall. One misstep and a skydiver would soon find themselves in the twilight realm.
Yeah, I don't care how still the wind was, even I couldn't have made that jump. Wait, what's this building on top of the sacred mountain? Oh! Wait. When did this guy break out? Oh, this guy is the escaped criminal, isn't he? Oh, wait. This was the parachute. Oh my god, it just hit me.
That is Royal Penitentiary number 4.
Oh, right. Princess Rafa mentioned there was a prison up there. How do you get your prisoners up there anyway?
By helicopter, but only with authorization from the Minister of Justice. He is the only one who can approve flights that pass over the inner sanctum.
Okay.
Might I also add defense? Or no, any other equipment necessary for skydiving has been found.
Are you saying I flew down there for flapping my arms? That may be an incredible dude, but I'm not capable of that. Well, please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Immis. It's not like I can fly through the air either.
Objection!
Oh! Yes! Oh! Mr. Immis is right. He couldn't have skydived down there without any gear. Well now, finally come around, have you? Now you see that I couldn't have possibly been there at the inner sanctum. Right. If you didn't have any gear, that is. What on earth are you talking about? That overreaction is a dead giveaway that I'm on the right track. Take a look at this piece of evidence. Those are prayer flags, are they not? Yes, but they've been sewn together to create one big banner, a banner that could also function like a parachute. Polkunka! The people of Kurain are so used to seeing prayer flags that the police didn't even think twice about these flags during their investigation. No, this cannot be! The witness landed at the inner sanctum by using these prayer flags as a parachute. Is that not right, Mr. Immis? There's no way out. I'm surrounded. Mr. Immis? All this talk's jogged my memory. I guess I was there at the inner sanctum after all. As I suspected, there were 3 people there that night.
You did it, Nick. You weren't wrong after all.
Thanks. Mr. Immis, you were the one disguised as Lady Kira that night, weren't you? Well, no way, no how. It's like this. Oh yeah. I was only there at the inner sanctum by accident. By accident? Exactly. And that thing's not a parachute, it's a homemade paraglider. A paraglider?
Are you telling me you could fly using that patchwork mess of material?
It may not look like much, but it's as sturdy as it can be. I rode the wind like an eagle going higher and higher from my earthly launching point. And then something happened that forced me to land at the inner sanctum.
So you just happened to land there? You expect me to believe that?
Now, please calm yourself, Mr. Wright. However, the fact that the witness was at the inner sanctum is crucial testimony indeed, and certainly warrants further explication. Therefore, let's continue with more testimony.
God dang, I feel like this guy's just lying. You don't know anything.
That evening, I was enjoying a trek through the night sky with my homemade paraglider. But just as Mount Pony was drawing near, something terrible happened. An accident forced me to make my emergency landing at the inner sanctum. As I landed, I banged my head, causing me to lose my memory. So you see, I ended up at the inner sanctum purely by accident.
That doesn't make any sense. Mr. Amos, you failed to mention any of this during your pre-trial questioning.
Can't be helped. I just remembered it now.
Continues to slipshod testimony, and you will be cast in the hell of hangnails, where you shall have hangnails grow and ripped out for 8 million years, 800 million.
Hoo-ah! I think I'll pass on that.
Don't say that cop prosecutor some naughty off guard. This is my chance to rip his case to shreds. This is my moment. Vive la France! All of my training has led to this chance. I don't know the lyrics to Glass Joe's title fight. I'm sorry. The victory will be sweet. Here we come, but I believe in myself, so I've already won. Whoa, whoa, be a champion. Okay, Future Zach here. Well, not Future Zach. It's not the one who's editing this. The one I'm playing this a day later. That's all I'm trying to say. Never mind. And so I don't really remember this testimony. Oh, I betcha. What exactly was this accident you had?
Good question. Now, what was it again? Wind? Oh yeah, it was the wind. Not just any wind, but a sudden gale force wind. Made me lose control.
The wind was strong enough to make you lose control.
You got that right?
Okay then, please add that to your testimony. Ah, there we go. We know for a fact that's not true, Mr. Anonymous. Mr. Anon. We have a saying in my country, Mr. Amos. One lie begets another.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Slam my desk. It means someone caught lying will lie again in an attempt to conceal their first lie. In other words, this current testimony is just a blatant lie you're telling to cover your tracks.
What'd you just say?
You claim gale force winds caused you to lose control, but this newspaper has the weather report for the day of the murder. It says, the area around the inner sanctum will enjoy calm, clear skies today.
Pakunka! Well, I do believe it does say that.
One lie begets another. That makes sense, but is he really saying back home? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I kinda made that one up.
For real?
Your Majesty, the witness's testimony contains another flaw, one that's even more fatal to his cause.
More fatal, you say? The defense will explain himself at once.
Mr. Emmons claims he was flying up around the inner sanctum in this paraglider, but it would have been impossible to get all the way up there without any wind.
Why, yes, I believe you're right. But we do know the witness was at the inner sanctum, so... Mr. Emmons, how did you get there? And from where?
He knows. You're from the prison. We know you are. Without any wind, you couldn't have flown up there from the bottom of the mountain. By process of elimination, the only starting point that makes any sense is... Your Majesty, I believe I have the answer to your question. Yeah. To reach the inner sanctum, Mr. Amos must have launched himself from here. I'm not even gonna save. That's how confident I am. Oh, would you look at this?
Skadoosh! Hurrah! Are you insane? That's where he came from?
If he couldn't have come from below, the only other option is from above. So you see, Anonymous came down from Royal Penitentiary number 4. From there, he could have easily reached the inner sanctum by parachute. And that means he might have also killed the High Priest.
What?
Mr. Amos, were you the third party at the inner sanctum? And the one behind the warning to halt the Wright that the victim received? Was it you who we saw in his final memory? Are you the rebel hunter, Lady Kira?
Wow, I'm not angry in the slightest, am I? I'm just like, eh.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sir, help me out here.
No, I hate you. I don't think I will.
You did it! You finally left him speechless.
Oh, come on, Mr. Prosecutor, man.
Quiet, you fool. You should use this time to prepare yourself for what is to come.
Oh!
For a fate far worse than hangnail hell awaits you now. Well done, defense. I must concede this point to you. The witness did in fact descend to the inner sanctum for Royal Penitentiary number 4.
Huh? He didn't even put up a fight this time. That's awfully generous of him.
But if you're as perceptive as you seem, then surely you've already figured out the riddle. The riddle of Anonymous's true identity.
Oh, his true identity? I definitely know for sure because I'm not an idiot, but I guess I'll answer with something.
It would seem I'm the only one still in the dark here. Will the defense care to enlighten me? Who is this man we've been calling Anonymous?
Oh, gee, I wonder. Who on earth could he possibly... Is this really him?
Huh. Only now do you realize the truth. I guess that means he's not the rebel hunter, though. Well, please do share with us your belated insight.
What's wrong, Nick? Why are you holding back?
Because this isn't going to be very helpful to our case.
Really? Are you sure?
Unfortunately, I've got no other choice. That scruffy beard and shaggy mane completely threw me off. But it's all becoming clear now. The nighttime base jump from the mountaintop prison, the precision landing at the inner sanctum using a homemade parachute. Only a paratrooper, or more precisely, a former paratrooper could have pulled that off. Ah, this witness is Dad's a rebel. Prison escapee and key member of Dirk's rebel group. What? Ah!
The witness is an escaped prisoner?
Precisely. The police have been scouring every corner of the city to no avail. Meanwhile, here he was under our noses the whole time.
Didn't think anyone would see through my clever disguise.
But the witness's charade is not all that has been shattered. Is it, defense?
Boy, do I hate this guy.
Please recall the defense's own words.
Whoever sent it clearly meant to threaten the high priest. The letter said, do not perform the rite. The rite went on as scheduled. I believe that is why the high priest was murdered.
Who do you suppose sent that letter?
A person with something to hide. The rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira herself.
He claimed that the real killer was the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira.
Yeah, what's your point?
A rebel wouldn't hunt rebels. What of the witness's true identity?
Only a paratrooper, or more precisely, a former paratrooper could have pulled that off. Really? We're flashing back? Okay, this witness is Dad's a rebel, prison escapee and key member of Dirk's rebel group.
Oh no.
Slam my desk. He is a rebel and an escaped prisoner. He could not possibly have been Lady Kira, a mortal enemy of the rebels.
No!
Now, perhaps the witness will enlighten us to the truth. After all, he is yet to refute any of this.
Hoo-ah! You got me. I'm the razor-sharp fangs that defy dragons. Hoo-ah! 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 That's a rebel. Oh!
Huh.
When did you get your memory back?
Oh, around the time you guys were talking about there being no wind. But you gotta give me credit for making up all that testimony off the top of my head.
Are you prepared to tell us the truth now?
Well, it's true I parachuted down in the inner sanctum, but I banged my head on impact and ended up unconscious outside the ritual curtain. In short, all my eyewitness testimony is a big fat lie.
A big fat lie?
Oh, by the way, long time no see, Beauty.
Oh, I'm gonna be right! Dirk is somehow related to Nayuda. Father. Stepfather, maybe. Wait, they know each other?
Your Majesty, this filthy rebel belongs in a jail cell.
Oh, yes, of course. Bailiff, seize him at once.
Seems you really have forgotten the will of the dragon, huh, Yudi? But I haven't. No dogs of the Garan regime are gonna lay a finger on me. Alley-oop!
Deploy all available resources. I want all units placed on high alert. Wow, did he seriously just run out of the courtroom? This is the worst court system I've ever seen.
Well, that was fun.
Alright, I'm calling today's trial off.
Cool, I like that.
No! My perfect win record.
You don't have a perfect win record. Just shut up.
The escaped prisoner escaped again.
Police force has been placed on high alert. He will be caught before long. Escaped prisoners escaped alive after giving a ton of false testimony. Talk about a troublemaker.
He really pulled a number on all of us. What was the point of all that anyway? You just did all that for nothing, player. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, really, game? You're trying to... Okay.
Well, I can't help but feel that entire episode was an enormous waste of time.
I can't... Is the game making fun of itself? I legit can't tell.
Your Majesty, perhaps it was not as great a waste as you might believe.
What makes you say that, Prosecutor's Almighty?
That's a rebel dropped something as he made his escape from these halls.
Ah. Oh!
Appeared to be direct orders from Dirk.
From Dirk, the rebel leader? Oh, we only have a small corner of it.
Wait, I remember now.
I can see clearly now.
Your Majesty, I've seen that piece of paper before.
You have?
The scrap of paper that's a rebel dropped is part of this. Oh wait, part of this.
And this is...
I found it at the scene of the crime. It appears to be a copy of the order that Mr. Rebel dropped. When we put the two together, we should be able to read what the other says. Wow! Wow! Isn't that pretty convenient?
Oh my, it just was the same, Mr. Wright.
I can't read Koreanese. I don't know how to say that properly.
Ah, Prosecutor's Almighty, if you please.
The ignorant lawyer is not bothered to learn our language. Very well then.
In fact, why are you guys not speaking in that? Come on, get freaked out.
I do not understand.
Well, what does it say?
Using the lamplight as a landmark, he was to parachute down to the inner sanctum. Upon the right's completion, he was to don Lady Kira's robes and make his escape.
What? That is how he was to escape from the prison?
So if I were to assume that Mr. Rebel was the one who killed the High Priest, then maybe it was because Abbot Inmi tried to thwart his escape plan.
Oh, foul lawyer. I'm afraid that is simply ludicrous.
Huh? But didn't say anything. Did he just read my mind?
I know how your putrid mind works. Unfortunately for you, however, now that the rebel's escape plan has been revealed, it is clear that Data Rebel is not the High Priest's killer.
How can you be so sure?
Because this butterfly told me so.
Oh, okay, no, that's a pretty good.
If only you would use that putrid brain of yours every once in a while. Data Rebel's plans could not have worked without the help of a certain individual.
What do you mean?
I'm speaking of Abbot Inmi, of course. Okay, he realizes it too. Had Data Rebel simply donned the Lady Kiva's robes and made his escape alone, he would have been far too conspicuous. But were he by the High Priest's side, the faithful citizens praying in the plaza would have no cause to suspect anything. It is therefore unthinkable that Data Rebel was the High Priest's killer.
Ugh!
So then, you're saying the High Priest was a... Oh, I cannot bear to say it.
I'm afraid it is so. He numbered among the rebels who threaten our kingdom.
How could this be? High Priest, a rebel? There must be some kind of mistake.
Satara! Let it go and move on. Accept the truth is the only way, and that goes double for you, Defense. Seize your futile battle now.
And why should I?
Because I will now put the final nail in the coffin of the accused. Now that we have eliminated Dr. Rebel from our list of suspects, there is only one person that still remains, the accused, Maya Fey.
Slam my desk. Hold it right there.
Aren't you forgetting something important?
Something important. Please do explain, defense.
We can't end this trial without looking into... I'm talking about the true identity of the Lady Kira we saw in the seance vision. If that wasn't Dr. Rebel, then who was it?
Ah, you're a fool.
I was gonna say it's Maya, right?
That matter has already been resolved.
It has? What's he talking about?
It is as I have maintained from the start. There was no third party in the seance vision.
But there was another Lady Kira there besides Maya Fey. We all saw her. Satara. What the? I can't do my finger point. Oh, my arm, please make it stop.
It is time to let it go and move on. Your fate has already been sealed, much like your arm.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
It is quite simple once you consider where the victim and the accused were at the time. If the victim was near the spring with his back to the accused, what would he see ahead?
Besides the water itself, there is nothing but the war-bound statue.
Precisely. The Lady Kira we saw in the seance is the Warbad statue draped in her robes.
No way!
The accused wanted the false Lady Kira to appear in the seance vision. Before she came from behind and stabbed the victim with a dagger in a reverse grip.
But his testimony no longer matters.
Well, why would the accused want to do something like create a false Lady Kira?
To show it to the victim as he was being slain.
And what reason would the accused have to fool the victim she was about to kill?
It was not the victim she was trying to fool. It was this very court itself.
Come again?
Suspicion would not fall on the accused if it looked as though another Lady Hero was there. And the defense was foolish enough to fall for it and claim it was a third party in disguise.
Are you saying?
I am. It was all a cleverly wicked scheme perpetrated by the accused. Slam my desk. A scheme in which she sought to use the seance vision to mislead us.
This can't be happening.
What a face you are making, defense. I'm surprised you were taking this so hard. After all, did I not clearly state a while back that you were chasing after naught but a deluded fantasy?
Okay.
Something has occurred to me, you see. And your allegations of a third party about a deluded fantasy.
You don't need to flash back to that. You telling me he knew this is how it would turn out all the way back then? And that he was just waiting for the most effective moment to spring it on me?
Do you understand now? I have had you dancing in the palm of my hand this entire time.
It can't be.
This is an outrage! You took our royal priestess's sacred divination seance and used it to commit this most foul and despicable murder?
No, I did nothing of the sort.
Maya.
Nick, it's not true. I didn't...
Seize this ugly display. Your fate is sealed now that the facts have been exposed. Your Majesty, the time has come to convict this criminal who only seeks to taint this sacred hall.
Indeed. It seems that this trial's over. Does the defense wish to offer up yet another counter-argument or something?
The accused is not the killer. And, here's why. Now what do I do? I've got nothing.
It would appear that the defense is running out of arguments to make.
The only person with a possible motive, the one dressed as Lady Kira, has vanished. And I've got nothing to use against Prosecutor Saramati's argument. Damn it, I can't lose now. Not like this.
Very well then, I shall now render my verdict.
Wait! Please wait! I'm begging you!
It is time to let it go and move on.
This trial need not be drawn out any longer. The defense has failed to counter the charge filed by the prosecution. In accordance with the law, I invoke the Defense Culpability Act against the defense. Now then, this court finds the accused, Maya Fey, and the defense, Phoenix Wright. No! Guilty!
Okay, I guess I'm dying today. Oh, goodbye, world. It was nice knowing you.
Your Majesty, please forgive the interruption, but... what is the meaning of this? A body has been found. In the Plaza of Devotion, Your Majesty.
What's this? A body. What happened now?
And we found this, sticking out of the victim.
Oh, just what we needed!
Why, that's Lady Kira's warbat dagger.
Yes, come on! Well, it would seem the dagger that was once lost has now been found.
I have one more thing to report, Prosecutor Sadbody.
Yes?
This dagger. It bears fingerprints of Maya Fey on it.
What? God dang it, I thought this was gonna save me! But... why would Maya's prints be on it? I cannot believe it, yet it must be true.
There's something the matter, Prosecutor Sadbody.
This trial has run its course and the accused's guilt has been firmly established. However, it seemed the defense was right about one thing. There was a third party. I was? You claimed that the murder at the Inner Sanctum had been carried out by the rebel hunter masquerading as Lady Kira. I did say something to that effect, but what of it?
Prosecutor Sadbody, are you suggesting what I think you are?
Slam my desk. I believe the true identity of the rebel hunter who has been masquerading as Lady Kira is none other than the accused, Miss Maya Fey. I'm sorry? How did she kill someone while she was in the detention center? What?
Me?
What?
Looking back, however, I now realize there was much that pointed to this fact. The rebel hunter Lady Kira was first sighted about 2 years ago, and the accused first came to our kingdom around 2 years ago as well.
Why, the time matches perfectly.
But there is more. Unless this is true. That warning letter was found in the High Priestess' bedroom 3 days before the rite. Despite his house being locked up tight that night. How does that prove anything? It is difficult to believe an intruder could have found a way to enter such a secure house. However, the accused was known to come and go freely there. Mainly to prepare for the purification rite.
Abbot Emmy was an important figure with tiny duties, including training acolytes. He was really kind, even to a foreigner like me. He even invited me over to his house whenever I was between training sessions.
The accused could have easily left the house unlocked for herself without anyone noticing.
No!
Oh! It is gonna be Believe in Me. Oh. Why else would they bring up the fact that nobody could have left it if they didn't already... Yep. It's gonna be Believe in Me. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. If we assume that the accused was Lady Kira, that more than establishes her motive for killing the High Priest.
Yes, the victim was secretly an insurgent, bent on helping Dat's rebel escape after all.
Precisely. That made him a target of Lady Kira's wrath. And after killing the High Priest, she then unleashed her divine justice on another rebel. Ah, so he's gonna say Abbot Enemy was also a, So, it seems the scope of this case is expanded. We now have 2 murders perpetrated by Miss Maya Fey, masquerading as Lady Kira. Oh, well, this is not good at all.
If Miss Faye is indeed a serial killer, it would affect the severity of her punishment. In light of this, I believe this second murder must be investigated before we can proceed.
As you wish, Your Majesty.
Oh my god, I get to live for another day, thank God.
Maya Fey, I hereby charge you with this second murder. May your defiled soul feel the weight of your sins.
A new murder charge on top of a guilty verdict.
Seems the defense will live to see one more day.
Talk about hanging on by a thread.
Come tomorrow, a far more terrible punishment awaits you.
I hereby suspend these proceedings so that the second murder may be investigated. Until the conclusion of this new investigation, this court is adjourned.
Oh my god, that did not go well for us at all. And that's where it ends, okay? Oh, that was awful. Oh, we're bad at this lawyer thing. Maybe we should quit being lawyers. I don't think we're good at it. Ugh. Alright. Well, I'm going to wrap up today's episode here for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the all that fun stuff. Stick around, more game. Bye.